How's it going, broskies? Welcome to World of Warcraft Hardcore, but with a twist. I can only wear gear that I've crafted myself. I'm also on self-found, which means no auction house, no player or quest handouts. Everything will be done by my own bare fists. Forging, mining, everything you can think of. The goal of the challenge is to reach level 60 and craft Soul Forest, Hand of Ragnaros. By the way, this is my first time ever playing Hardcore WoW, so will I defeat Ragnaros? Or will Hardcore Classic WoW defeat me first? Quick disclaimer, I did not create this challenge. A YouTuber by the name of Saki Boy created this challenge, so his channel would be down below in the description. This is CraftedLocked. First things first, I need to strip off. Since I did not create any of this, I cannot wear it. Therefore, it is useless to me. Ah, there, perfect. Naked, with only except my fists. So, we just need to do all the quests in North Shire Valley. Doing all quests from here to there, and yeah, that's basically it. Well, here's my first quest. Killing some wolves. With nothing except my bare fist and my underwear. Just 7 more to go. Well, there you have it, a quick little killing montage, and all 8 wolves are dead. Also, sorry about the in-game audio. For some reason at this point in time, it wasn't working. But the rest of the whole video is perfectly fine. And here we go again. 8 kobold vermin with no background audio. Absolutely amazing when you do all this stuff without actually checking stuff over while you're recording. Well, there you have it. 10 kobold vermin. Yeah, so time to just go back to the quest given, hand in the quest, and then do all the rest of the quest. At this point, William gave us a quest to collect 12 bandanas from the Defias Brotherhood. So, before I wanted to do this quest, I decided I want to get a weapon. So I made my way to Goldshire to learn blacksmithing. But yeah, turns out you need to be at least level 5 before you can learn blacksmithing. Which is news to me since I've never played the game before. Not hardcore anyways. And I've never really played that much classic, so at this point I had no choice but to go back to the starting zone to level up because we are only level 3. But you just gotta love this game when you don't know anything about it. It's just absolutely amazing. Well, and there you have it. 10 kobold workers. And at this point, turns out, Warrior is probably the most hardest class to reach the max level, as it's got the most deaths. That was also news to me since I did not know. So yeah, by the sounds of that, playing Warrior is going to be absolute fun. And at this part, decided to learn Battle Shout, which increases our attack power by 15, and lasts for about 2 minutes. So I just have to try to remember to keep it active before fighting any enemies. Now back questing, we made our way to Echo Ridge Mine to kill some kobold labourers. 12 of them. With our fists, absolutely amazing.
Work complete.
Yep, there you have it. 12 kobold labourers. Now it's time to turn in this quest and go and collect 12 bandanas from the Defias Brotherhood. And yeah, I just gotta say, it must be real embarrassing for these Defias thugs to be killed by a naked guy with nothing but his underwear and his knuckles. Bad day to be a Defias thug. I would also just like to say, if you made it this far, please consider subscribing We are so close to reaching 200 subscribers. So if you could help me out, I'll be real grateful for that. So thank you if you do. Well, there you have it. 12 bandanas.
Work complete.
So, yeah, just time to turn this quest in and pick up the next quest. And get that one done. And here we are, digging level 5. And do you also see that right there? Did you see that? Bounty on Garrick Padfoot. At this point, I really did not want to kill him with just my fist. So I made a trip all the way to Stormwind to learn mining, because apparently there's no miner trainer anywhere in Goldshire. And that also at some point here I forgot to unpause the recording because I learned blacksmithing. And here we are in Stormwind, in the Dwarven area, to learn mining. Also, I forgot to mention probably at the start of the video that we can only have around 2 professions, like main professions. So if we want to learn something else like alchemy to make potions, we're gonna have to unlearn blacksmithing or mining to learn something else. And then have to level blacksmithing that all the way back up. It's just how this works. But now we're back in Goldshire. We made Goldshire our home. So if anything ever happens, we can have stone back. Also, I don't know why, but I learned cooking. I thought it was going to be a good idea. I learned cooking. And throughout this whole 4-hour recording, I never cooked anything. I don't know why, I just didn't. I ended up learning first aid instead. After that, I went mining to collect copper to make gear and weapons. I spent about 15 minutes mining. And I ended up basically mining hardly any. Only 15 or something like that. There was so many people on this server. This is the Soul Seeker realm server. And yeah, there's just so many people going around mining and everything. And I just basically couldn't collect hardly anything. Once back in Goldshire, I smelted my copper ore, my 15 copper ore, into copper bars to then be able to make some gear. After that, I made a chest plate. And also made some pants. And then after, I made some braces. Well, there you have it. Look at me. Our very first crafted gear. The very first gear out of probably hundreds to go. After that, I made some wrath sharpening stones to enchant our weapons. To make our weapons do 2 more damage. After that, we went back to mining because we ran out of copper. And we needed to upgrade our blacksmithing higher to be able to learn how to craft weapons. So yeah, went back to mining for quite a while, I'm pretty sure. Also, while I'm going around mining, I learned fishing. Fishing, the thing that I never did throughout this whole recording. I just never did that either, just the same as cooking. Just never touched it. I don't know why. After that, we made more wrath sharpening stones to level up our blacksmithing. Then after, we spoke to Argus. And we learned how to make our very first weapon. But yeah, we needed a weak flux. And there's only one place you can get weak flux, and that's from vendors. And for some reason I thought that was against the challenge rules, to buy things from vendors. I didn't realize that this wasn't against the rules. After probably 30 minutes or so after this. And yeah, quite annoyed me after I found out that you could just buy it off the vendor. And after that, after being lost, not knowing what to do, I went back to mining for quite a longish time. But after all that, I only collected about 25. At this part, I turned all the copper into copper bars. I then found the cheapest thing that uses copper, and then made quite a few of those to level up my blacksmithing, so then I could learn some more recipe things off of Argus. I learned a copper axe and some boots. Learned the copper axe because I thought I wouldn't need a weak flux, but I obviously did. Idiot. And now this is the point where I did some research and to realize that I could actually buy the weak flux from the vendor, which I was actually really happy about. That I knew I could just buy it. So after I did that, I went back to then realize that I still could make it because I needed some linen cloth and some more copper. So you know what that means. Back to some more copper mining. This game is so great when you end up using all of your copper and stuff, upgrading your thing, and then you end up needing more copper and stuff like 5 seconds later.
I can't loot that right now.
At this point, I went around killing all these Defias bandits and thugs and stuff to get linen cloth, because I'm not a complete noob when it comes to Classic WoW. I know that if you kill Defias around here, you can get linen cloth from them. At this point, it was also the bestest idea to run away at this point, since I ended up pulling another Defias at the same time, which then it led to 3 of them. So I started doing this backwards jump to help with blocking their attacks if they get too close. And then shortly after that, I got my very first linen cloth off of this Defias cutpurse, which is very nice. I then got my second linen cloth off of this Defias about 10 seconds after the first one. That means now I have 2 to be able to make my weapon. When I made it back to Goldshire, for some reason there was just a massive undead massacre. There was just about 5 to 6 undead dead in Goldshire, which was just crazy. Shortly after that, I turned all my copper into copper ingot, copper bars, and then I made my weapon. A quick little drip check to see, and yeah, everything's looking good. Now I got a weapon, I can actually start doing some more damage instead of like 1 damage every 10 minutes with just my fists. Now that I have a weapon, I started making my way back to the starting zone to kill Garrick Padfoot and to finish the rest of the quest remaining there. When there, I decided to kill Garrick Padfoot's bodyguard, so I didn't have to fight both of them at the same exact time, and then I killed Garrick Padfoot with my trusty axe.
Work complete.
Now cutting to the mines of Elwyn to collect gold dust and candles. We ended up teaming up with some other adventurers, and then all of a sudden Nog the Taskmaster showed up. We didn't run away, we stood there and killed it. After that, I started going around killing all these kobolds and everything, you know, just like normal. Thinking everything was fine, but then it wasn't fine. Everything was just lagging, like, but everything also still seemed very fine. But then all of a sudden, I just got kicked from the game. When I was reloading, I was really hoping that I would not be dead, and I was not dead. And I was teleported all the way back to this point, which was quite a bit long ago. It was like probably this area right here was probably like 2 or 3 minutes before I even got kicked from the game. I then went outside and killed the last kobold, which gave me the last gold dust I needed. I then made my way to the farm and picked up some quests. Whoa, buddy, I just gotta say, this quest, going running back and forth from location to location, is the most annoyingest thing ever. Just constantly back and forth completing all these quests is one of the worst things ever about Goldshire. I then got a quest to go back in the mine and kill Goldtooth to get Bernice's necklace. I then teamed up with these adventurers and we killed Goldtooth, and I then got the necklace. Then shortly after, I went back and gave Bernice her stupid necklace. I then went back to Gold Chat and finally learned first aid to make some bandages, since this would help me greatly when it comes to surviving. And you know, back to mining again. Yeah, baby! Oh, we gotta love all this grinding for stuff. Gotta get used to it, because I'm probably gonna be doing this for the next probably months. Because yeah, this game takes forever to actually level up once you actually get to higher levels. While on my mining trip, I decided to go through Jasper Lode Mine to complete the quest of scouting it. And just thank the Lord that someone already went through and killed all the things, otherwise it would have been pretty hard for me to go through and complete that quest. So yeah, thanks to them. At this point of mining, I got like loot lust, and I really wanted this copper, which it ended up aggroing the first thing and a mage, which froze me. But thank God that it didn't freeze me for that long. It gave me a chance to actually run away. Because if that froze me anymore, then yeah, I probably would have been dead. So yeah, close call. I don't think I'm ever going to go back to that location. After my copper run, I ended up getting around 22 copper. So I went back into the thing and I smelted it into copper bars. Ooh, and yeah, I ended up making another weapon. Because idiot me thought I could equip both, have two one-handed weapons in both hands, but I can't, and I ended up finding out a little while later that I can't use two weapons, not until I reach like level 30. After that, I learned how to make a copper battle axe, some gauntlets and a belt, and rough grinding stones. I then made some rough grinding stones so I could make some gauntlets, and I also made a belt. Now look at me, looking nice. More protection. I then went to Stormwind to deposit some stuff because I have no inventory space at the moment, because yeah, I need get another profession to make bags, so I just put them all in there so I have more space. I then went back to Goldshire and learned how to make a copper claymore. To make this copper claymore I need light leather, so I unlearned mining and picked up skinning and skinned some boars for light leather. And I don't know when, but at some point around here I lost some recording somehow, I can't find it, but I made the copper claymore. And then made my way to Stormwind to Whooping to learn how to use this two-handed sword. And unfortunately for me, it is 10 silver, which I did not know about at all. So I made my way back to Goldshire and did some more questing. I then went and killed and skinned quite a few boars here and there, so I have more light leather, as it might come in useful later on down the road. And then after, at this point, I came to this place, and yeah, I'm not a complete idiot. I know that if you attack that guy, 4 or 3 Defias guys will spawn and they will attack you. And I was not going to risk ended up dying by trying to attack this one goblin. I then went to God Thomas, completed his quest, and accepted some more other quests. Did them quests from here to there, you know, the usual questing. And oh, buddy, at this point, I could have died. When I attacked this wolf, another one came, and then shortly after, a Murloc attacked me, which I had no choice but to try and flee, jumping backwards to try, obviously, to dodge their attacks. So close to death, when this legend came and basically helped me so I could have a bit of chance to heal. And yeah, this legend, thank you so much. Absolutely amazing to say helping me there. Thank you. After that, I went back to questing, killing more prowlers and also bears if I could find them. And then all of a sudden, ding, level 9. After that, I killed my last bear that I needed for that quest, then made my way to the farm and teamed up with Adventurer, and we killed Princess as it was in the area. So I thought I would just get it over and done with, and defeated it. I then handed in the quest, And then I hearthstoned back to Goldshire because I couldn't be bothered to walk back. I then went back to Whooping and learned my two-handed weapon skill.
Careful.
I then equipped that bad boy, and now look at us. Fully geared out. This episode was just the basics of gearing up for basically more questing to come, like Westfall. As we definitely need good gear for when that comes. So anyways, that's going to be the end of this episode. If you enjoyed it, then consider liking the video and possibly subscribing. Thank you all for watching, and I will all see you in the next episode of CraftedLocked.